Parents are always concerned with the safety of their children, especially when it comes to newborns. Babies need constant attention, love, and affection to feel safe and cared for. To enhance their baby's safety, parents also obtain baby monitors, security cameras, strollers, and car seats. Parents want the most reliable items possible to keep their children out of danger. One couple had worked very hard to make sure their baby was always safe, especially at night. They purchased a comfortable, high-quality baby crib for their daughter. However, after some time, they noticed something strange going on in her bedroom. Every night, their 15-month-old baby would disappear from her baby crib and be found the next morning wandering around the house. Her parents knew she was too small to get out of the crib on her own, so they installed a security camera in her room. What they saw on the monitor left them at a loss for words. Chris and Nina Cardinal were an ordinary couple from Arizona who'd recently welcomed baby Chloe into the world. They fell in love with the girl from the very first moment they saw her. The Cardinals swore they would do everything in their power to keep her safe. Unfortunately, one day something indescribable happened in their daughter's bedroom at night. Raising a newborn wasn't easy for them. Baby Chloe would often cry and keep her parents awake at night. They couldn't tell whether she was hurting, hungry, or just needed attention. The couple loved their daughter dearly, so they tried their hardest to keep her safe at all times, but what happened one night was beyond their control. Chloe's safety was their biggest concern. The Cardinals purchased a baby monitor and a comfortable baby crib with a safety guard to ensure their daughter was safe at night. The couple thought that nothing bad could possibly happen to their daughter now that they had obtained all the necessary items for her bedroom, but they were wrong. The first few months went by quickly. The Cardinals would put their daughter into her crib and monitor her activity through the baby monitor. Chloe would often wake them up by crying, although after some time she started sleeping through the whole night. The Cardinals were relieved as it seemed like their daughter was doing well now that she wasn't crying so often anymore, but then they noticed something very odd in her behavior. One night after putting Chloe to sleep, the couple went to bed. She didn't wake them up during the night. Chris and Nina were finally able to catch up on sleep, but what the couple saw the next morning shocked them to the core. Also, if you have not done so already, please subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell to get inspired by these real-life stories every day. Now, back to the story. The next morning, Nina went to Chloe's room to check on her. The woman couldn't believe her eyes when she realized her daughter's crib was empty with no sign of the girl in the room either. Nina immediately started panicking. Where was her daughter? Nina ran to Chris with the devastating news. Together, they started searching for Chloe in the house and calling her name. They couldn't understand how she was able to escape from her crib and open the bedroom door as she was still very small. Scary thoughts started popping into their heads. Did someone kidnap their baby girl? Chris and Nina were shocked to say the least. They searched for their daughter in every room upstairs, but Chloe was nowhere to be found. When Nina went downstairs, she saw something that made her hair stand on end. Her daughter was sitting on the floor of their living room. She looked calm and relaxed. Nina was relieved, but at the same time she felt mystified by her daughter's behavior. How did she manage to get here on her own? She asked Chloe how she managed to get out of her crib, open her bedroom door, and come downstairs by herself. Chloe didn't say anything. She giggled and continued walking around the room. To them, it felt like she knew something they didn't know. The couple was shocked and confused. Nina and Chris couldn't wrap their minds around how their 15-month-old baby girl made such a long journey on her own. In the end, they decided to forget about the strange incident and hope that her daughter wouldn't escape from her crib ever again. Little did they know what was about to happen next. The next night, Chris and Nina put their daughter in her crib again and hoped that she wouldn't escape this time. Unfortunately, a few hours later, their worst fear had come true. Nina and Chris woke up a couple of hours later to the sound of their daughter singing and moving around the house. Chloe had escaped from her room again. The Cardinals were in disbelief. Nina checked the baby crib to make sure the gates weren't broken. Everything in Chloe's room seemed ordinary. She knew Chloe couldn't get out of the crib on her own as she was still very small. It was only possible for her to escape with someone's help. Despite the Cardinals' best efforts, their daughter kept getting out of her room on a nightly basis. Every night, Chloe would wake her parents up by escaping from her crib and wandering around the house, singing and playing with her toys. Nina and Chris were losing their minds. How was Chloe getting out of her room every night? Nina and Chris began to lose more and more sleep themselves. They knew it wasn't safe for their daughter to be wandering around the house at night on her own. They had to come up with a plan on how to solve this strange problem, and soon they figured out a way to find out what was really going on in her bedroom at night. Chris and Nina decided to purchase a baby camera and install it in Chloe's bedroom. It was the only way for them to find out how their daughter managed to escape from her crib every night. They set up the camera on top of the dresser facing their daughter's bed and prepared to find out the truth. Once again, the Cardinals were woken up in the middle of the night by Chloe running around the house, playing with her toys and singing loudly. Exhausted, Nina and Chris went to the baby camera to see what had happened. The result was not at all what they'd expected. The couple watched the recording in fascination and amazement. At approximately 6 in the morning, the door to Chloe's room opened and two of their family dogs ran up to the girl's crib and started waking her up. But what happened next was even more astonishing. In the video, the couple saw their golden retrievers running in and out of Chloe's room with excitement. They were gently tapping the girl and licking her face. Once Chloe fully woke up, she eagerly hopped out of the crib and followed her furry friends into the hallway. Nina and Chris finally got an explanation for their daughter's behavior. As it turns out, she had help all along. Every night, Chloe would follow her four-legged friends around the house and play with her toys instead of sleeping. The Cardinals were relieved as it was nothing more than a silly escape with the help of her family dogs. Their daughter was safe all along.